Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2022 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into the safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. How will Cancer be affected by the January 2022 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have Judgment, and we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy. So if we have Sagittarius within our natal chart, that comes through very powerfully here at our root. We then have the Six of Swords and the Empress in our inner selves. The Empress is very much connecting us with sacred feminine energy. We're moving forward in knowledge, and we're bringing something, birthing something forward into our world. It brings us then to our emotional self. We have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Swords. Patience, yet we're really worried about everything that's going on, everything that we have to do. So we're going to find it hard to be in the moment. Emotionally, this can be very overwhelming for us. So being aware of that is important. We then have the Nine of Pentacles, which is beautiful, and the Devil, which is Capricorn energy. Now, Capricorn is our sister sign. So our sister sign, just like a sister, can be your best friend, the best energy you could possibly be with. And it can also be the energy that annoys you like nobody else and can drive you up and down the wall. So just be aware of that here in the public arena. We're also very much looking at the prosperity, the abundance of things. Certain things are going to be holding us back. The Devil has us looking at addictions or negative coping mechanisms that we have, or that we have, embraced within our lives. And so here it's just being aware, and it's going to be so aware of the chains that are around us, of the way that we're trying to move forward for other people and not for ourselves. And that's going to be really important on this full moon. This full moon is on the 17th of January. It's in Cancer, so it's in our sign. It totally affects us profoundly, and it is the wolf moon. So it's showing us what we hunger for, what we deeply desire. So let's look at the energy we are to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is the corruption of thoughts. This is the corruption of words. This is a person who gives a compliment and an insult in the exact same breath, and you never know quite where you stand with them. So it doesn't mean be mindful simply of air sign energies. It's to be mindful of these games, of these, of this unsteadiness, of this, venom that is coming at us. So be aware of that. Then we have our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is abundance. I love it. I love that we have the 9 of Pentacles and abundance here. This is the root chakra. It's embracing our root. It's embracing what we desire. And it is calling forward abundance into our lives, calling forward wealth and prosperity and, joy into our lives through abundance. It can be abundance of, material wealth. It can be abundance of spiritual wealth. It can also be this sense of changing around us and saying, I am embracing joy. I am embracing what I desire, what I want, what I need from my world without apology. And that's going to be a very big thing. Now, again, on the 17th of January, it is the full moon in Cancer. It is our full moon. It is the wolf moon, and the moon is opposite the sun. So we are also ruled by the moon. So everything here is intense for us. With all full moons, our family, our home, our relationships, they come into focus, as well as the opposite forces within our life: work, home, wants, needs, everybody else's wants and our wants, everybody else's needs and our needs. This is a time where we're seeking balance, and that's at the root of who we are. We're also going to be seeking to rise out of, some sort of box that we have been put in, some sort of change, some sort of restraints that we feel are around us. We need to listen to our inner voice and listen to what our spirit, what our soul is really craving. And it can be that our soul is craving being outside. It can be that our soul is craving, being able to calm down, being able to raise the dopamine levels. We have to listen to what it is that we're being drawn to. And I say dopamine levels because I just keep on seeing a square of chocolate, and chocolate helps raise dopamine levels within us. And so, or the serotonin levels. And so here, there is just a sense of seeking joy, and it's looking at that joy and saying, how do I let this into my life? Then the full moon is going to be opposite Pluto. So if you have Scorpio energy within your chart, that's going to come out very powerfully here, because we have our full moon in Cancer, us, coming forward, and Pluto is ruled by Scorpio. So just be mindful of this because that can really intensify things. This aspect will see our emotions intensify. Now, we already are really intense within our emotions here, Cancer. So just being aware of this. We will be feeling more vulnerable because we can have mood swings. We can feel jealous. We can simply, just be feeling more, have more fear around us. And that's because we're more plugged in to the world and our own emotions, which makes everything so much more amplified. Some of us will find this absolutely exhausting. Do not let yourself be manipulated by others' feelings, others' words. That's the Queen of Swords coming in, master manipulator, the negative Queen of Swords. And also do not let yourself be manipulated or, drawn in because of empathic, drivers that are bringing us forward in an empathic way of, I want to heal this, I want to fix this. And so just be very aware of this, because our empathic and psychic development will be intensified during this time. If we're seeking to develop it, this is a fantastic time to do so. This and the 2 weeks after the full moon. This is a fantastic time to start connecting with spirit, to start connecting with our own inner voice, our guidance, our greater understanding. Now, for those of us who need to be reminded, we need to ground ourselves. We need to make sure that as we're connecting, we're not disconnecting to ourselves. We need to be grounded. We need to be, stabilized. We need to be centered within us, because we can easily lose the tether during this time. The moon is going to be conjunct the fixed star Pochiron. Now, Pochiron is of the element and of the nature of Mars and Mercury, making it stubborn, judgmental, and hasty, making us stubborn, judgmental, and hasty. We need to be aware that force will not always equal results. So being aware of that during this time makes us much more aware of how to move forward and to be okay with things not going our way, because we're going to be thinking, the more force I put behind it, the more I demand it be so, the more it will be. And that's just not going to be the case, nor is it ever really the case. So just make sure of that, because Prochiron can lead to violence, can lead to, an excess of force to try and solve our problems. So again, being aware is going to be so important. At our root, we have judgment. At our root, we're being called out of the darkness, out of the doubt, out of the fear, out of the box we put ourselves in, we found ourselves in, the world has put ourselves in, and we're going to really be saying, where do I need to stand? What do I stand for? What do I want? What is important to me? We might be changing our whole life philosophy at this time. It can be something as big as that, but it can also be something as calm and stabilizing as I'm letting myself rise. I'm stopping to care what everybody else thinks. That statement of what you think about me is none of my business. That's important. So it's not being flippant about it, but it's saying I am rising to the potential of my soul and of myself. And as I do so, I need to be focused on me, on my emotions, on my desires, on the world around me, on the people that are important to me, giving them the proper attention as I give myself the proper attention. What feeds my soul, what guides me forward. And that's going to be something that we need to temper during this time, because we need to have the subconscious and the conscious come together. Everything we know that we're supposed to do and everything that our soul deeply wants us to do. There's a sense of power. There's a sense of prosperity. There's a sense of a deeper understanding leading us to the place that we want to be. And that comes in the form of balance. I need to balance my world. I need to balance myself. We will look at things that are completely out of balance and say, you know what? This isn't okay. And we can be making little steps, little tiny steps, even with the help of family and friends, loved ones, people who care for us, that are going to say, okay, I'm going to help you balance and you can help them balance. There could be this beautiful, harmonious relationship here. The Six of Swords, it's taking our knowledge, it's taking our understanding, and it's moving forward. And it's making a change that's really quite profound. And it brings us, as we take this knowledge, to this place where we are nurturing and caring for something extraordinary that we are bringing into this world. Now, it can be a child, it can be our home lives, most definitely. It can be something creative, it can be something, scientific, it can be something intuitive, that musical, that's starting to come forward. And we're like, okay, I need to create this, I need to see this, I need to understand this, I need to see where this takes me. Doors are going to be opening here. Are we ready to birth forward our great desires, our hopes, and our dreams? And look at the seeds that you have within you. Look at what it is that you desire. And so here, leave it in the description box if you feel comfortable with it. What is it that you want to start? What is it that has been building in you for so long that you need to give a name to? You need to give a space to, because once we start to name things, once we start to see things, it's like, oh, that's where I need to be. Oh, that's what I want. And it brings us to the Seven of Pentacles. It brings us to this place of patience, in divine time, not in our time, which sounds like a cop out, but it's not. It's saying, if I force it, if I lament over it, because we're going to be doing that here, Cancer, most definitely. We're going to be lamenting over what we don't believe we have, what is taking too long. We've been so patient, we've done so well. Maybe we haven't. Maybe we're thinking this is a punishment. Maybe we're seeing this as an injustice. I've been so good. Why don't I have the life that I want? Or, yes, of course, I've made mistakes, so now I'm being punished. Where are the next punishments going to come from? And our heart is really telling us to stop, to be patient, because what is unfolding, if we are present within our world, which is so hard to do, we can be present within moments, and then our brain goes to the past. It goes to the future. It goes to the make-believe, right? That we have no control over, instead of being in the here and the now. And the Nine of Swords is worry, doubt, fear, chaos, that makes us pulled into that mess so overwhelmingly. And what we need to do is we need to stop. We need to make sure that we're getting enough rest. We need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. But we also need to make sure that we're tuning in emotionally to us. It brings us to the Nine of Pentacles. And here it says comfort and accomplishment and prosperity and stability. This is a time where we need to be in the moment and celebrate our successes, celebrate what we have accomplished within our lives, celebrate our bounty and our beauty and our success, and know that we are a person worth celebrating. Not looking towards the future, not, being overwhelmed by everyone and everything. It's staying in this moment and saying, yes, I know there is a harvest to come. I know I will have to, pick all the pentacles and pick all the prosperity. But right now, I see the fruits of my labor come to life. I see everything starting to bloom, and I see myself starting to bloom. And it brings us to the Devil. And here it says desire and obsession and fear and shadow. What lays in the shadows that is trying to pull us down? What is trying to corrupt us? What has us overwhelmed? What are the addictions that we fall back to? Alcohol, drugs, sex, food. What is it that we use as an escape? Do we use manners as an escape? Do we use anxiety as an escape? Do we leave things to the last minute and then create chaos around us because we're just so used to chaos within our lives? We're going to be looking at these things with honesty and with openness and saying, you know what? No, I'm not falling into those traps anymore. I'm rising above them. I'm breaking the chains. It brings us to our Luna message. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. So at our root, we have the Luna message of a new start is coming, extremes. So on the 1st of February is the new moon. And so for this time, we're really moving forward at our root towards the new moon, towards a new cycle. And we're seeing in this time of the spotlight, in this time of this greater understanding, what is going to be shined upon us. And we're going to be experiencing the extremes. And that's why we need the balance. The extremes of who we are and what we want. The extremes of where we desire being and what it is that's important to us. And it leads us to our subconscious, not subconscious, our lunar inner self. And it says, a time to give rather than take, wisdom. It is a time to give of the knowledge, give of the energy, give of the beauty of ourselves. Instead of taking and saying, no, I'm not ready. It's time to let ourselves shine. And there is wisdom in that. There is wisdom in embracing our beauty. It brings us to our lunar emotional self. Meditate and contemplate. Self-reflection. Look at the heart. Do not be so hard on yourself. It's going to be so easy for us to be harsh and almost hateful to ourselves at times, to put all this upon our shoulders and say, why cannot you bear it all? And now we need to reflect and say, look how far I've come. Look how much I've achieved. A quiet, gentle life. There is nothing wrong with that. We always think more, more, more. And yet here, the balance of meditation, the balance of contemplation, the balance of connection, that is all so important. It moves us to our lunar inner self and public arena selves. And it says, don't let pride get in your way. And once again, the new moon comes forward. The new moon is going to be astoundingly powerful for us. And again, that's on the 1st of February. Don't let pride get in your way. Don't let your ego take over. There's a new start coming. And there's a portal that we're walking through, a doorway that we're walking through. And January is named after the Roman god Janus, the god of new beginnings, the god of portals. And so here, we're going to see that energy really coming forward in quite an astounding way. And it's moving us towards a world that we hadn't expected and towards a new beginning that really is quite profound and it really is quite life-changing for us. It moves us to our subconscious lunar energy, which is the new moon eclipse. Expect powerful change. Fruition. It will bring to fruition what we are least expecting, what we almost feel blind to at times. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, the sense of everything has to have a logical and practical function to it, and if it doesn't, it's obviously worthless. That couldn't be further from the truth, especially during this time. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, soul's healing, the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above our crown. A sense of healing energy flowing around us, coming to us, guiding us forward, leading us to a place we didn't expect. It brings us then to our subconscious rooted energy, and it's the High Priestess. It's that connection again with the moon. It is that sense of the veil being lifted from our eyes, of the greater knowledge, the greater wisdom coming forward, and the surprises that brings, the unexpected prosperity and insight and, determination that brings. It moves us then to seeing the world in a way that is a lot more real, a lot more honest than we had expected. It brings us to our subconscious inner self. And it's the devil once again, our sister energy coming through. It's time to break away the ball and chain. It's time not to be mesmerized as, in the myths and legends of vampires they can do to us. not to be mesmerized by something that looks so alluring, by something that sounds so absolutely tempting, but would be the worst possible thing for us. There could be some benefits, of course, but those benefits would not outweigh or outdo the sorrow that is around us. And so here we're finding ourselves rising out of the chains, rising out of the grip of what we do not want in our lives. And that could be through the realization of, okay, I need to start going to, AA meetings, or I need to start, counseling, or I need to start, going outside, and I need to, talk to somebody. I need to connect. I need to see. I can't just buck it up anymore. Or I need things to change. I need to declutter. I need to, be able to breathe within my own space instead of being so surrounded by stuff and, so overwhelmed that I can't move forward. There could be a myriad of ways that the devil comes forward within our lives where, our fear and our doubt tries to hold us back. And it moves us then to our subconscious emotional self. And that is the Two of Swords. We're going to see a path open up that we just didn't expect. And it's going to lead us in a direction that we always thought, okay, it was A or it was B. And now this path comes forward and it's like, oh my, I didn't think it would be this. I didn't think it could be this. Never think, his spirit is just saying so clearly in my head, it's like, never think you have the answers, because you will be surprised at the gifts that come your way if you are open to them. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self, and that is the Page of Cups. That is us. And here it says magic and love and fun, magic and love and fun, surrounded like a mantra around us. We are represented by the cups in the minor arcana. We are represented by the chariot in the major arcana. Here in the public arena, we are the student of our heart, our soul, and ourselves, what we love and what we long for, and what we truly desire within our lives. And we're starting to say, why not? Why not open my heart? Why not embrace this discovery? Why not see? And we are going to find that information comes from the most unlikely places during this time. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer, and may you have a blessed moon.